Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Electronica 2012 and I'm joined by Patrick Brunet and Matthias Lindt from Flextronics. Guys, thanks very much for joining me today. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market and really how Flextronics is adapting to that. Let's start by talking about some of the emerging industries, some of the markets that you're involved in. Patrick, perhaps you can tell me a little bit about that. That's your area, I understand.
Yes, thank you, Phil, again for welcoming us today. Indeed, quite interesting question. Flex Industrial and emerging industry is definitely looking for creating new landscape. And when we look at the overall market today, obviously we have the so-called traditional EMS business that we are engaging with many significant customers. But definitely we believe that there are some sectors that will definitely be looking for solutions moving forward, growing sectors. And I have one in particular that we are really addressing right now and investigating, that is all around water.
Water.
We believe that water is definitely a sector where we foresee growth. It's indeed a very complex industry, and we believe that we as a company will be able to develop solutions to support that particular industry.
Okay.
So that's an example of how active we are in trying to find new landscape for our business.
And when you look at a landscape like that, how do you develop a strategy there? How do you kind of champion that market and figure out what the best contract manufacturing solution is for them?
So what is important first is to understand the landscape and to qualify the sector we are talking about. So we are already spending a great time in understanding what the industry is about, and it's true for any kind of sector that we decide to investigate. So we spend time trying to understand the profile of the industry, the challenges of the industry, and how moving forward a company like Flextronics will be able to develop supply chain solutions to support either the challenges of this sector or let's say the key points that they are trying to drive today, knowing that some of those particular sectors are definitely looking for growth.
Yeah, and they're also different, aren't they? And it's interesting in the way that you deal with those challenges of specific segments, because if we move forward to what's happening with SBS, that really is looking to resolve a specific group of challenges around a particular style of manufacturing. Tell me how that's working.
Europe is still very much around tailored solutions being around the area of high mix, low volume. I think we can all agree that PCBA, standard electronics manufacturing, is becoming more and more a commodity. It's very visible here at Electronica.
Yes.
So for us, it is important that we need to monitor our customers and their markets and tailor solutions that they request, but in some cases also tailor solutions that they don't really know that they need yet. So somehow we need to be behind our customers and their markets, but at the same time we need to be in the forefront. So what we're trying to do is we keep our eyes and ears to the ground to try and understand, and then we tailor solutions that will satisfy the needs of the customers.
And Matthias, we look at your booth and it's actually really nice to be able to see some of the product you're manufacturing, and one's immediately taken by the size of some of it, the form factor. But in terms of product empathy, that must really resonate with the customers that visit when they see that you're actually manufacturing real product rather than just PCBAs, as you say.
Phil, it is intentional to show very few, or actually no PCBAs in our booth, because we want to highlight the fact that European manufacturing today is very much about higher levels of complexity, final assembly. It's more about distribution, customization, build to order. And again, as Patrick mentioned, we're trying to move away from the traditional EMS more into being a supply chain service solutions architect kind of company. That's where we can bring value.
If I may say, we see Electronica as a way for us to educate the market. it's all about educating the market about what the EMS industry is about and how we evolve the model today. It's very important.
Do you think, Patrick, as an industry, we've missed a trick with having that electronic in the title? I look at what you've done and that connection at the supply chain, the involvement in design, all the way through to fulfillment, recycling.
I mean,
and it doesn't need to be electronics. It's a manufacturing service, isn't it?
It's an evolution, right? It's an evolution that has gone from something, and things develop over time. I mean, sorry.
Go ahead.
15 years ago, it was all about the cost of production.
Yeah.
Then it moved into product price. Then it moved on to total cost of ownership.
Yeah.
Now it's all about understanding the complete total
Cost to serve was
cost
something
of
I heard.
service, cost of actually bringing your product to the market,
To the customer.
all the way from marketing to design, production,
And
all the
disposal,
services.
even further. You know, it's not cradle to
Absolutely.
grave, it's cradle to cradle now.
You know, as you can hear, we are very passionate about that. And let's take an example, Minute Key that you saw in our booth. What is the electronic content in it? It's less than 5% of the total cost of the product. So it's really about helping our customer developing, manufacturing, and then distributing their products. And that's what we do with such a customer.
Yeah, and I look at that one and think, wow, a machine tool in a kiosk, which is what it is, isn't it? It's a grinding machine, an industrial piece of equipment.
It's a robot.
Right.
It's a robot. You know,
Okay.
that's also another one that I'd like to talk about. Robotic is getting more and more important, and you can see that there are more and more products today being equipped with robots. Let's call it robots. And Minute Key is a perfect example of how we have helped that particular customer to develop the right robot from existing piece parts into a system that is now copying keys, for instance.
And you're able to bring all that experience to bear with a customer that doesn't have manufacturing experience, doesn't have their own manufacturing.
I mean, to be honest, the Minute Key started on a napkin. The Minute Key concept in the ID started on a napkin.
Right.
Developed into what it is today.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So if you can take it from napkin all the way through to, you know, high volume production, that's where the partnership really works,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Yeah.
And just speaking about robots, I mean, we actually do real robots as well.
Okay.
It's not really booming, but it's something that's developing. So who knows, in the future, you'll have a robot walk up to the Minute Key, grind his own key, get on his electrical bike, and ride away.
This is a very interesting one indeed. We can't give the name right now, it's still confidential, but if you look at the robot as such, it's really amazing. What is interesting as well is how complex is the manufacturing process for such a robot. There is obviously a lot of electronics in it, but the mechanical part of it is just incredibly complex. And that's also the value we bring to our customers in those new landscape. We have the experience in assembling complex products.
And to do that, last question, to do that you have to evolve as a business. You have to look at the market, you have to reflect what these people want, and you have to evolve your business in terms of footprint, in terms of offering. How do you keep pace with all that? That must be a constant challenge for you.
As you say, we continuously have to evolve our model. It's really about adapting our model to what the market and the customers are requiring from us. Are we able to anticipate that? Yes, we absolutely work on that because we can foresee trends in the market, but it's really about us continuously developing new capabilities, solutions to support those market expectations. And I believe that Matthias, together with the SBS concept, is a good demonstration in Europe of how we can help our customers evolving their own model.
Yeah, an extraordinarily customer-facing.
Yeah, and I think the key word there is customer-facing and listening to the customers. Because as you mentioned, understanding the future needs all comes from one thing, listening and understanding the customer.
My father taught me one lesson that I always remember as a child, and that's you have one mouth, two ears, use them in that proportion.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, pleasure to talk to you. Really good to get an insight into the business. Thanks for your time and enjoy the show.
Merci, Phil.